with the Q&A, and I'm counting it down. Lock in with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We are live right now. The questions, the answers, the energy, it's all happening. Drop your questions in the chat. Turn that volume up and let's make this.
Boom, baby. Welcome on to Thursday, NASA night. Tonight is for the Series 63, the 65, the 66, and that's it. The NASA stuff. If you guys pen an exam and you want to, I'm here for you. Thursday night stuff because I think basketball just started, so I'm going to be competing against NCAAs. So, by the way, I did go skiing yesterday for the first time since helmets. Okay, so I didn't die. I'm still here. No broken legs. Sorry, see what happens. Still in snow. I'm leaving tomorrow. So I have a nice long drive tomorrow. I'm going to bed early. But we're here for you to pass for a Series 63, 65, or 66 NASA exam. It's good fun to get through these things. Look, I get it. This shit is boring. I totally understand it's boring. Oh, it's tough being sick. It's hanging out with a bunch of grandkids for a while, and it's like, oh, if you don't wash your hands every 30 seconds, you're going to get nailed. Okay. Couple things. Let's go over. Couple things we're going to do. First of all, we have, okay. Now, couple quick things. Make sure you go check out Achievable, the Mystery Man. Okay. Make sure you go check out Achievable. They are, as a vendor, I love them. Check out Achievable. I have a link in here. If you need more questions, you can do it too. They're good stuff. If you have, if you're just looking for more questions or another good book, say Achievable. Say you did Achievable, didn't work. Go check out. Look at him. He got a haircut and everything.
No,
Go.
am I losing that much hair?
What?
Am I losing that much hair?
Maybe, I don't know. More. Look, I have none. So. But as I say, I'm too tall for my hair. Okay. Now, I'm too tall for my hair, but too short for my weight. Go check out. I have STC. I got a nice discount for them too. It's really good stuff. Okay. And we're negotiating with 2 other vendors, which should get you some good discounts and more questions and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. So first, Gifted Visions. Oh, we'll get there. Look, this could be another short night. So before I'm going to get to your read. Is there anything? Okay. One more quick thing I want to throw out here. Just get it out there. I do tutoring. Jeff does a great thing, a study group. I think he just had one at 7 p.m., right?
Yes, I did. And
great.
I went way over.
She's looking for some help. I think her mom's super nice. I talked to her mom for like 20 minutes, and then hopefully she'll be working with some of us. But we do tutoring under, if you go to App Advantage Tutor, series7exam.org, series66exam.com. I don't know how I got that one, but it is. We have tutors. I have 2 tutors that work for me, which are great. And then Jeff, who does the just a study plan. Jeff is great. He doesn't do the material. He literally just helps you come up with a custom study plan. It's really good. Personalized to you. Now, if you don't like my bombastic style or August, there's another guy out there called Michael Weiss, who's he's at series7examtutor.com. Great stuff. He's good at what he knows, especially this side of the business, the 65, 66. He's the only tutor I know that teaches this and has a CFA. So interesting stuff. Oh, you got right by the link. Okay. Okay. So now let's get into this. Okay. Okay. So I don't know when you failed, but look, in the realm of things, is it, it's not all that much, right? So let's figure out this way. So what we're going to do is it still light out? No, it's too dark. Okay. It's weird. It's light out in places here. It comes from the mountains. It's dark. Okay. Now, the bigger thing here is that you should probably take a couple of days off if you haven't already. Then go back and read the book. Okay. Go back and just pound through that book again. Just bang that book out, cover to cover. If you didn't like the book, if you made it by 9 and you're like, wow, everything looks so different, I didn't understand anything, maybe get a different book. If you had Kaplan, get a Past Perfect, get Achievable, whatever it is. Okay. You can even go Notman. I just think they're a little heavy on the price, a little heavy on the pocket. Okay. I think you just got to bang through the book one more time, even if you switch vendors. Join a study group. Like we just finished our study group for the 65, 66 10 minutes ago. Well, yeah, 12 minutes ago. We meet on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Sundays. It costs a little bit of money, but not much. These are memberships, right? So it's right. No matter what level you pay, it works out to be about $7 to $8 per class. So if you do the $50 a month one, we're meeting every Thursday and every Sunday. Sometimes even if you don't do us. Also, we have Zoom groups. If you go in the Facebook group that's going across the bottom, it's great. It's almost 9,000 people, 5,000 active users. It's really good. It's private. It's not behind a paywall. It's behind a question. The reason I do that is so we don't have scammers coming in. Because I literally block like 50 to 60 people, maybe more. I mean, I think it's almost 80. Between me and the other three moderators, we're blocking like 80 people a week at least coming in there because they're just trying to scam people. And we keep it private this way. You can ask things in there and it doesn't get out to the ether. It stays in the group. Great group of people. Okay. I'm telling you right now, Reed, I know it sounds like today's like a bad day for you, right? Because it's like, oh, I missed. It gets better. As I tell everyone, it's a 30-day problem in a 40-year career. But go back and reread the book because you missed by 9. If you felt good during it, you're like, wow, I understood everything. I just didn't get the questions. Then don't switch vendors. Maybe just get a new question. If you felt like, wow, I don't understand any of that shit, like then maybe you need to get a new vendor, go to Achievable, go to STC, something like that. Probably help you a bunch. So let me know what you thought of what. So Reed, let me know how you were thinking toward what you were. Don't worry about the timing. The timing's perfect. 45 minutes left means you had enough time for maybe even a break or just not to worry about anything. You flipping yourself? You going reverse?
I'm trying to figure something out here.
Okay.
Redecorating the room.
What?
Redecorating the room.
I got it. I'm with you. I hear you. Okay. Reed, I hope that helps a little bit. Okay. Now, gifted visions. I'll give you a gift off my live. No, I'm kidding. You need to get some sleep. If you're taking the 65 or 66 tomorrow, find my crash course, at least watch the Power Hour. You got to make sure you read. Make sure that just as a last minute thing, either if you're taking it tomorrow, if you're taking it early morning, read it tonight. You want to make sure you go over trusts and estates. Okay. You want to make sure you go over trusts and estates, and the bigger one is actually joint accounts. I'm not saying you see a shitload of them, but there's going to be enough to make you worried about. Both the 65 and 66 have a lot of ethics, which I don't, and a lot of trust and joint accounts. I mean, it's not like millions of them, but why give up the easy, low-hanging fruit? Why give that shit up? Go grab that stuff. Okay. Okay, Aisha. Okay. This could be an early night. We got a light group here. Okay. Again, the Thursdays are always weird. 5 questions. So you didn't miss it by a ton. How did you study? You said, where were you scoring? The same thing with Reed. What were you scoring going into it? Were you scoring like in the 60s and you missed? Or were you scoring in the 80s? You think you're memorizing? That's where the question comes down to. What were you scoring going in? And that's going to be like our gauge of where you need to, where we're in trouble or not. Jeffrey, you hear what I talked about? I think I hanging out with little kids all the time. You always get sick. Okay. My immunity isn't what it used to be. I worked in a room with a stock exchange. I had the immunity of a god. Now it's like I get sick. I don't get sick. I got sniffles. That's about it. Okay. So Aisha and Reed, tell me you guys were scoring before you took it. Okay. Okay. May 4th. Well, isn't that
May the 4th.
Star Wars Day?
Yeah.
And you know what the best part is? When you pass, you'll be ready for Cinco de Mayo, my son-in-law's birthday. Okay. How are you scoring? That's the thing. So your advice is what? Your advice is, I don't know how to help you here. So you tell me, give me your scores where you are. You have literally almost over a month to study. I look, training consultants is good for some of the knowledge, right? Some gaps, and having the cap and Q bank is helpful. It really good.
Just with not with knowing too much information here, I would be concerned as to how Jeff is doing on the exams.
Right, but look at the second part of it.
Fourth attempt. Yep. There you go. Okay. I think you have to focus on the practice exams. You know, Q banks are great. Make sure that when you're doing a Q bank, you're doing it on one topic so that you get all variations of difficulty for that one topic. But at the same time, make sure you're taking those practice exams and taking the exams straight through, because you just don't want to be, reading from training consultants, doing a couple of Q banks from Kaplan. You want to make sure you're taking actual exams.
I agree. I'm with you on that. I think that's a good plan. And let's see where he's scoring right now. See what pops up. Okay.
And make sure you reread the book, because between the third and the fourth attempt, there was a window there.
Yep. So that works. Now listen, I've been averaging 7.6. Okay. Gifted. You're in good shape. I don't even know what to tell you. You're actually in very good shape. You should be fine. I'm not going to worry about that. I think as long as you go in there confident and go over the joint accounts and trusts, and then as long as you're good on the ethics, the question is, did you do my brutal exam? If not, I'm not saying to do it tonight as a test, but maybe watch it, maybe pick up a couple things from it. Maybe you don't. Watch the power hour. It can't hurt. Makes you sleep. Like, I'd rather you go to bed early and then wake up early and cram a little bit. I don't want you to cram, but if you're going to do it in the morning. Get some sleep, because what happens is people go, "Oh, I'll just study for another half hour." Next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're not going to get sleep. I'd much rather you go to bed normal early and get up early just by habit, get up early and then do any studying there. Okay.
And just because we're on this topic, I'm putting the video in. It's a free video. You can go look at it.
Yep.
It should help a lot how to study.
Okay.
Prepare for the exam. It's very helpful. A lot of people are watching it.
Yep. It's a very good video. Okay. Okay. It's funny. I'll come back to real nice guy. Just stay on there for a second. Yeah, that's it. So when you take this 7, it literally makes you feel like you're failing the whole time. It really does. The 7 makes you feel like you're failing the whole time. It just, there's no way around it. It just is. Okay. Now, the 65 and 66, a lot of people who miss, but they were doing good, which is crazy. That they all thought that they were killing it, right? And then they go, "How did I fail?" And it's just like, because what happens is you get, not that you're cocky, sometimes they get into your head, like sometimes it gets into your head a little bit. And the questions, but it's just like, what's a bit so explain it? They're close and you miss one word here or there, that kind of thing. That's what's going to happen. So that's the problem, is that sometimes it's like, just think that you're a word here or there, and you're just like, what the hell happened? Okay. Where are we? But I'm telling you right now, it's a sneaky test. So I would make sure that you get on, just make sure that you're rereading the book first. Don't act like you just missed. Don't act like you missed by 9. Act like you missed by 39. Okay. Okay. I'm telling you right now, that I did is for both the 65 and 66. I don't know that I can do one for just one. That's the problem, is because I got feedback for those things, right? So that's the thing. I got feedback for those questions, and that's what I use, right? And I want to make sure, I don't know that I have as many, like it was a mix of 65, 66 to great big questions. Anything on any of those, remember, anything on the 65, 66 brutals can be either on the 66 or the 65. Like those topics can be in any of them. So listen, you're taking it next week as have the book out. That's good. You got to get that done booked really soon. You really do. You can't fuck around with it. You know what I mean? Okay.
Getting through the practice exams at the back of the book. The brutal exam is good when you get done with all the practice exams and then want to see, you know, from a different style, different wording. It'll definitely help you. But make sure, you know, like Ken said, get the book done. You know, make sure that you're, you know, throwing a little studying in here in the mix. When you're taking the exam, you know, take the exam straight through, keep the answers off, do all of your reviewing after you take the exam, and take as much time, if not longer, to review it. And it'll help you for the next exam and going forward. So,
right. I agree. 100%. Good. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we're doing stuff. Okay. That's it. I'm not 100% disagreeing with, but because the person has a CalBank 2 bank, they might be okay. Okay. That's the thing, Barracuda. I don't disagree with that. I think training consultants comes in a little light. A little light. I think they come in a lot light. Okay. So the point is using training consultants because that's what they give you. A lot of times people have it because that's what the firm uses. Okay. It's Exam FX. They're great for insurance. Okay. If you're going to take insurance exams, they're the best. Okay. But as long as you have another Q bank like Kaplan or STC's exams or Achievables exams, you should be enough to get you through. Okay.
STC, do they have supplemental exams for the?
They have supplemental
7, 65, 66.
Yep, for all of them. Yep. But they don't do the same thing like Kaplan. Listen, I don't love Kaplan. That's the thing. I don't love them, but they're the only ones. The problem is they're the only ones, right? The only ones that you can buy a question bank on their own.
Right.
So your STC, you can buy 4 supplementals, and it's $70, $80, whatever. With my discount, it's less, but it's $70 or $80, and that's fine. But you only get in 4 questions. Where for like $60, you get Kaplan's questions. The problem is, they're good, but I don't love them. I think they sometimes hurt your confidence, not as much as Past Perfect does. So Past Perfect makes you feel like you shouldn't even be taking this test. Like basically, they make me feel like I couldn't pass. And it's just because I would think the person who writes it is about smart than. Okay. So that sort of tracks. Okay. The master exam is hard. Usually if you're within 2 to 3 points of the passing score on the master, you're fine. But you're well below it. Do have people that pass exams and they get like low 60s on the mastery because the mastery is tough. But the other problem is if you take the mastery too soon before the test, it gets in your head. That's part of the problem. It just gets into your head a little bit. Like, oh, I have, like you do bad and you start looking for tricks and stuff when you shouldn't be looking for tricks because that's not the way it works. Okay. So just throwing it out there. Okay. So that's fine. So just stop doing tests. Don't do any tests for the first 10 days. Just read. Okay.
I'm also noticing a little bit of a trend here because there's been a lot of people saying that they're scoring in the 60s. Just remember, like I say this, I usually say towards the higher end of the 60s, like when you start getting to 67, 68, you can't score in the high 60s without having knowledge of the material.
Right.
So sometimes it's just slowing down a little bit. Sometimes it's reading the question. Sometimes, a little bit slower. Sometimes it's saying, what are they asking for? Which of these answers the question the best, even though they might be similar. So
I agree.
Keep those things in mind.
Yeah. 100%. Good. What else we got here? First time 10 5. Failed the 66. First time 8 points a second. Oh my God, so close. Okay. Oh, that's great. You passed at 60. Yeah, real nice guy, Jay. The 63, and then when it passes, it fails at 66. I go bang that. If you're close, bang the 63 out as quick as you can, because that's not a bad test. And then, and the good thing is there's so much overlap. So if you're taking the 65, it's a lot of the same stuff, but there's more. There's a little bit more product stuff, a little more Series 7 stuff. Okay. A little bit more business and economics, but again, it's harder. It's just different. And I mean, some people think it's harder. I mean, I don't know. If you have the 7 recently, it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. The 66 is easier because it's one test. The firms pick 66 because it's one test. You pay for it once and then you're done. So, okay. Oh, look at that. D-Man's back. I love it. Okay. We're going to nail this, Jay. You got to, anyone taking the test, you got to tell me you're going to nail this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the wording gets you. Listen, Aisha, I know the wording is the killer on this. Okay. The wording is absolutely killer. There's no way around it. It's just this, there's nothing I can do about that. Like it's literally, it's what it is, right? So there's no way to undo that other than to practice questions as much as you can from other vendors. So STC is good. You're getting 70s, 80s. But the thing is, where you're memorizing, because I tell people a lot of tests, buy the Kaplan Q Bank, okay? You can go buy the Kaplan question bank. That may not be a bad idea. Even though I don't love them, it will throw a like a curveball at you, and that may help. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Now, what else we got here? May the 4th be with you, right, D-Man, my man. So how you do it? How, you can even, if you don't put in here, D-Man, how's everything going? Since you passed all the exams, have you been moving forward with this stuff? I mean, because I think they were kind of stagnating a little bit, but at least have the licenses. And if they're not, I would say definitely go for start looking at other places. I think you met with him once too, Jeff. Okay. 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 On there. I have some answers. Okay. Okay, Jeff, when are you taking the test? Okay. Oh, May 4th. Oh, you're fine. If you're 56 to 64 with a month to go, you're fine. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 1 week off. So I want you to take 1 week off, and I want you to start. All I want you to do is I want you to just read the book, watch videos. That's all I want you to do. Don't do anything else. That's all I want you to do is read the book, watch videos. That's all you should be doing. I think that's your best bet. If you can do that, I think that's your best bet. Like that'll change some stuff. Okay, no questions. Because what happens is when people take it in, they're starting to worry about it. They start like pressing, and they start really focusing on like your bed. I mean, you got so much time. I would really take from now until like the 5th of April. I hope you're meaning you're taking it on May 4th, not April 4th. So if you're taking April 4th, we're fucked. But if you're taking it on May 4th, you have so much time that I would take from now until like the 5th of April of just reading the book, watching videos, adding knowledge, going over stuff you're not sure of. Borrowing books, joining us. We have the study groups. I think they meet on my link at like 9 o'clock almost every night. I have another one that meets on my link at like 6 o'clock every night. Join the Facebook group. Join a study group. I'm telling you, this stuff helps. D-Man was in my membership thing. It helped a ton. Oh, freaking cheap. It's literally $25 a month for the class on Sundays or $49 for Sundays and Tuesdays. And it's the Thursday one has like 8 to 10 people in it. The Sunday one has, it depends, 15 or 20, but a lot of people can't make it and they just ask for the videos. Okay. Matt Lebowski. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this one. Okay. Gifted. I appreciate it very much. That is awesome. I appreciate it. You're going to rock this thing. Boom. You're going to love this thing. You are going to love this tomorrow. You're going to rock it. You're going to come back on next Thursday and go, this shit. I beat this. Okay. Matt, let me get you. I think the CFP is a great thing to get. I mean, if you have the work experience, a guy, somebody who ended up passing the exams as a senior, but he couldn't use it. The problem is he couldn't use it to waive his 65 because he didn't have the work experience, which sucks. Yeah, like it has to be an active CFP to get this 65 waiver. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't taken it yet, the best one out there is Brett Danko. I think he does like an accelerated one. Like it's like you can do it in 6 months. If you need a tutor, there's a guy, Joe Neeson, Joe M. He's really good. I mean, he's not personality that I am, but they broke the mold after me. Okay, for good reason. I would definitely go to Brett Danko if you're going to get it. Here's the thing. That's one of the few things, guys, taking tests. That's one of the few things you can actually put on the back of your business card. CFP. You can't put IAR. We know that. You can't put IA. You can put CFP, Kaya, all that shit. Okay, but you can't. So that's a good thing to have, and people recognize that, and that's a big deal. Okay. Okay. Finally, boom, 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 boom. Gesture. Okay. Okay. That is awesome. I love that stuff. Okay. So you're taking the 63 next Friday. The wording is, here's the thing. As I'm going to tell, same thing for Isha. The wording gets you. That's fine. So do as many tests as you can. Maybe get other vendors. You have a week. You have over a week. Maybe get another vendor, but you have to do it soon. Make sure you have the ethics down. I can't stress how much ethics shows up on the 63. It's on all of them, but it is 100% all over the 63. It absolutely is. Okay. Okay. Oh, gifted. I got it. Hold on, I'll get there. Yeah, Aisha, I'll answer you, but yeah, 100%. Okay. Ryder. Okay, get the ethics down. That's the thing. If you're doing it the day before, you're scoring 68, you're tight, right? You've only done 4 questions. I think they have a lot more banging up questions. Again, if you're taking it on Saturday, I guess it's Saturday, I would still take questions tomorrow, but I would make sure you go through Notman's key concepts. I think they send out an email with their key concepts, stuff like that is super helpful. Anyone, somebody put out a resource and they said, you can use my link or not. There's achievable.me has a great dump sheet. They have dump sheets and like hot sheets that you can look at. They're not bad. Everyone's like, those are amazing. And they're free. If you go on achievable.me or you go through my link, you can do that. And they're super helpful. Okay. You got ethics. Ryder, make sure you get the ethics done. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you're right there, past perfect, the good thing is, and the bad thing, past perfect over teaches it. They make you feel like you're dumb. They make me feel like I'm dumb. It's not hard to do, but I'm a dumbass. They make me feel stupid, and they go way into the math. Like they do like the like Kaplan and Past Perfect do the whole tips thing, and they go out like 5 years, and it's every 6 months. You got to do like 10 calculations. They make you do crazy option questions. They make you do margin questions. They make you do current yield or current yield questions that are just like you have to rip apart like a balance sheet, like you have a CFA. So the big thing about Past Perfect, they're okay, right? They're good stuff. But anything to do with math, I think they stroke out and they just give you something crazy. Because Ed Floor, the guy who wrote a lot of this stuff, a lot of his questions are to prove how smart he is, not how smart you are. So just keep that in mind. That go for the bigger concepts, less math, and more ethics. Okay. Aisha, boom, boom, boom. Okay, absolutely. I love it. Go through the book. And since you have time, right? It's very hard to study for the 63. So maybe if you just failed it, take the weekend off. I know it's not really the weekend yet, but Friday is the new Saturday, right? Okay. And well, it's funny. I'm up here, and that's what everyone said. It gets busy on Friday mornings because everyone's working from home on Fridays.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You ever see the videos of the Zoom call? And that's a joke. But the guy's like hang gliding as he's on the Zoom call. It's funny. I work from home all the time. Okay, home's my office. Okay, but again, it's very hard to study for this for 30 days. So if you're recently passed, wait till Monday and then start reading the book. A week. If you finish it in 2 days or 3 days, read it again. Watch my videos. Get the words in there. Go on Achievable. They have some great Q banks. You might even like their stuff, like dump sheets. Go on there. They give you a free trial. Give them a try them, guys. I'm telling you right now. If you go to Achievable, if you look for my link in all the playlists, I have a link for them. They're fantastic, and they give you a free day. They have a free day to try out. Maybe you might like it. Okay. Now, junk mail, economic stuff. That's a great question. So some of it is okay. So then, trial. I'll kind of get into that. Okay. Junk mail, not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of a dump sheet for the 65, 66. Maybe you want to put current ratio on there, current yield, or like my broker dealer box that I do. I mean, you guys have seen this. You must. Is it? Yeah, here it is. Now it's funny because I'm too lazy to fix it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this to open. Now there's new ways to share things. Let's see how this works. Let's see. Look how that looks now. It's like a little different.
Looks
I
better.
can do this. I can do this. That's a little too big. I can do that. Oh, that's better, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
So this is something you would put on your dump sheet kind of thing, okay? So this is kind of one of the things you want to put in your dump sheet maybe, okay? Now to this, okay. Okay, if you guys want this, I have the video. How do I unshare? Stop sharing. There it is. And we're back. Okay. I like the new stuff they're doing. Okay, now, so look, understand certain things. If I have a video, but it says SIE in it, which is really good for the 65. Okay, so and the 66. Again, on the 66, it's very tiny. Like, so we have 4 cycles, right? And I don't have my whiteboard here, right? But if you have 4 cycles, we have expansion. Oh, I feel this. You have expansion, and what happened? You have expansion, peak, contraction, trough, right? Expansion was the GDP is rising. The Federal Reserve is going to be like, ooh, we don't want big inflation. And we imagine the Federal Reserve is going to be ahead of the game instead of being too late. So it's going to go up, and they're going to start raising rates and selling treasuries to slow it down. That's monetary policy. The government might tax more or spend less. That's fiscal policy, right? That's expansion. You want crazy inflation. That usually means unemployment's down, employment's up, housing starts to go up. Now, your question, Ahmad, there's economic indicators. You do not need to know every single one of them. There's 36 of them, okay? No, this is what you have to know. Leading tells us where we're going. So before expansion starts, before we head into expansion, you might see housing starts going up, the stock exchange going up. So like new employment things, stuff like that, hours worked. So I think hours worked is coincident. But the point is, a leading tells us what's going to happen in the future. So if you see expansion, if you think we're in the trough and we're going to start expanding more, you might see the housing permits, housing starts, stock exchange start rising, because those are leading indicators telling us where we are. But then if we get to the peak and we're heading down, maybe in the peak before it starts dropping, we see unemployment claims rising. We see housing starts dropping, housing permits dropping, the stock exchange dropping. All of those things are leading indicators telling us what's going to happen in the future. So then as the market starts, the economy, not the market, the dropping, we're heading to a contraction. The Federal Reserve, which is not the government, monetary policy, but we want to help things along. So we'll lower the interest rates to make it easier to borrow, and we'll buy treasuries from the banks to give them money. So during expansion, they raise the rates and sell treasuries to make it harder to borrow. During contraction, they'll buy treasuries and lower rates to make it easier to borrow because they load the banks with money. And fiscal is the government will start taxing less and building more. Now, what they mean by spending, so government spending is more like creating projects. Like if the government wanted to help us out, they would pay Jeff to dig a ditch, and then the next day they pay me to fill it in. It's kind of where the government jobs work. Okay, so they would they're one of the biggest employers in the country now, right? So if not the biggest, but they'll do like railroads, like maybe they wanted to build the highway system during and stuff like that. All these agency stuff. They would just hire people to do work, and they have money, so they can spend it, and maybe think it gets out of the government. So that's fiscal. Fiscal is the government, and that's called Keynesian, by the way. Anything to do with the government helping us get out of a rough part of the economy is going to be monetary. Is the money supply. During expansion, we decrease the money supply to make it harder to borrow, and during contraction, we increase the money supply to make it easier to borrow and invest. Okay. Now back to yours. This one. Okay. All these indicators happen. Is like the front, as Centarelli goes. I think it's Centelli. He goes, front windshield is leading. It tells us where we're going. Coincident is here right now. That's like right now. That's where we are. And then lagging is rear window. Looking at the back where we were. The big one on really the discount rate is a big one. And corporate profits. Because when do they announce corporate profits, people? At the end of the year. So if you see the corporate profits of a company, that's for last year. That's not for now. So that's lagging. So again, leading is future. Coincident is now, lags previous. Okay. So there, I got the dump sheet. I handled 2 questions in one, baby. Okay, good. Now, okay. Let me explain to you guys. Yes, but it's not that big a deal. This is what I tell everyone. I love history. I hate dates. I learn the concepts, and I just kind of get a general idea of where they're. Like, I know that Magna Carta happened in the 1200s or something like that. And like Jesus was before Julius Caesar kind of thing. So that's all it is. Okay. So I'm not big on I know that's a diatribe, but the point is, I don't worry about the dates that much. I don't worry about every little date. There are some that you have to worry about. Like the prospectus delivery, that's not so bad, right? So you must deliver a prospectus by completion of the trade, which is what? Settlement, T+1. But they won't say that there's a completion of the or without. The next part is for how many days are you subject to the rule? So meaning that if you buy an IPO, and this could be for anything, okay? If you buy an IPO, how many days after the IPO do you still need to get the prospectus? Well, it depends. If it's an over-the-counter, non-related, like stocks, but over-the-counter, that's for 90 days after the IPO. So if you buy it within 90 days of the IPO, you have to get a prospectus. That's for an IPO. If it's an over-the-counter, it means not on exchange, additional offering, like a second, third, fourth offering, if you buy these are the pricing or the offering, you have to get a prospectus. If it's on the exchange, it's only 25 days from the IPO because there's a lot of people looking at it, right? It's on an exchange. You get every broker dealer ripping apart the material, so they'll find mistakes. So that's why I remember 90, 40, 20, 90 or 40 additional offering over the counter and 25 for an exchange IPO. Again, don't sweat the dates too much. Just get the big stuff, okay? Think big stuff for the SIE, not dates. Yes, there's going to be a couple on there, but let them fucking go. T+1 is 1 day. 10 offers are 20 days. No, and if you choose, I don't even think you can ask it. It's going to be some stuff, mostly concepts to understand the risks. Okay. IAs, okay. Yeah, they do give some information, but okay. Now, let's talk about that for a second, okay? Now, that goes back to my box, doesn't it? Did I close the whole thing? Oh, no, I didn't. Look. So you should take a look at this. So if I'm a broker-dealer, this is for everyone, right? So if I'm a broker-dealer, okay. Broker-dealer executes trades. It's a firm. Where do they register? They register with the SEC. I want to do it the thumbnail. Hold on. Oh, yeah, this is the way. Okay, we're good. Okay. So, okay. Now, way over there, this way. Okay. Way up in that corner, okay? The broker-dealer is the firm. It executes trades. That's what they do, okay? They register with the SEC, FINRA, and the state, okay? When do they have to register in the state? When they have a client, retail, or a broker-dealer. Either one of those things. So why do I say this? What have I been saying for 10 years? No office, no retail, no register. On the broker office, no retail, they don't have to register. Remember that. No office, no retail, no register. Now, if you drop down to the agent side, right? So the agent is an individual. So if you see the word partner, individual, whatever it is, it has to be an agent. Agents only register at the FINRA and the state level. SEC does not do individuals ever. When do they have to register? When they have an office or a retail client. Now, here's the little tricky part. If they work for a broker-dealer and the broker-dealer is not in the state, they follow the no office, no retail, no register, meaning if there's no office, no retail, clients, no, don't have to register. However, if the broker-dealer is registered in the state, then they have to register for any client they have. Now, remember, you don't have to be in every state. You don't have to be in every state that the broker-dealer is, unless you have a client there, then you do. Like you lose the no office, no retail exemption if the broker-dealer is in the state. Now, one thing to add for that is if you are an agent and you work for, if you're an agent and you work for an issuer and you're doing exempt securities or exempt transactions, if your securities are exempt, like you work for the city of New York or you work for a bank or something like that, and you're selling your securities, you don't have to register. Or again, if you work for the issuer, not the broker-dealer, you work for the issuer, and you're doing exempt transactions, so that shit, you don't have to register. Now, on to this one. IAs. Aisha, I hope this is open. I have a video on this. IAs register either SEC, and again, follow the simple rules. Don't go for the crazy, convoluted shit. Stay in the rules. IAs, they either register federal or state, never both. If they're over 100 only. If they manage mutual funds, federal only. If they're between 100 and 110, they get to choose. If they're in 15 states or more, they get to choose. If they're a consultant for a pension of over $200 million, they get to choose. Okay. If it's under that, they have to go state. Under 110 million, you have to do state unless some of those exceptions apply. So remember, don't get tricked. If someone is managing $80 million, but they manage mutual funds, boom, they're federal. Because if you manage a federal investment company, mutual funds, stuff like that, you are automatically federally covered. Now, what's not an IA? Plate. We know banks and issuers are an IA, so that works. So if you see the word like trust company, that's a bank, okay? But remember, plate, Plate. They say late, I say plate. So if you're a publisher, lawyer, accountant, teacher, or engineer, and you are doing incidental business, you can get paid for your business, but if you get paid for the advice, it's a problem. Publisher, lawyer, accountant, teacher, engineer. If you're any of those 5 things, there's specific exemptions from registering with the state as long as your advice is incidental. If you're a teacher and you somehow charge an extra cheap fee to advice, boom. If you're an accountant or a lawyer and you charge a separate fee for the advice, even though it's low, you lose that exemption. It's all that they're paying for your expertise in another thing, and this comes back. Now, IARs are individuals. They're individuals. Now, I'll get to the 5 or less in a second. They're individuals. They're registered. Again, the SECs is not 2 states. It's individuals. Now, what would make an IAR or an IA on the state level have to register in the state? If they have more than 5, not 5 or more than 5. What's another word for more than 5? 6 or more. More than 5 or 6 or more. If more than 6 or more retail clients in a state, they have to register. Now, if they're federal covered, they notice file. But if it's a state advisor or an IAR, they got to register if they have more than 5 retail clients or an office. Now, again, of course, there's always have to be one fuck you twist. If you're an IAR, if you have an AR and you work for a federal covered advisor, you only register if you have an office. So let's say you have 19 people in Idaho. You literally have all 19 people that live in Idaho, but you don't have an office. If you work for a federal covered advisor, you don't have to register. If you work for a state advisor, you do. Okay. I can breathe now. Okay. Okay. Hope that helps a little bit, Aisha. Okay. I don't do dates, man. Like I said, the Penguin. I don't really do dates other than okay. Agent, IA, IAR. Okay. Agent, IA, IAR. You are it's 30 days to be registered at the state, and you have to renew by the 31st. That's a thing. Any IA or broker-dealer, let's say I have to submit financials to the state. It's within 90 days of the end of the year. So 90 to the regulator, 120 to the customer. 90 to the regulator, 120 to the customer. So at the end of the year, if you have to do financials, it's 90 days to the regulator, NASAA, the SEC, and 120 customer. Oh, that's a lot of the dates. Okay. Okay. There's not much more than that. Okay. You want to be, so let me answer both of these. For Kaplan, you want to be 73, 74, and not from memorizing. Remember that. You want to be mid-70s, not from memorizing. But again, Jeff, you're not going to worry about your dates right now. You're not going to worry about your scores right now. Since you're taking it May 4th, you're going to worry about reading. So I don't want to hear another fucking word about scores until 2 weeks from now. So on whatever 2 weeks from the 26th is, whenever that is. I don't give a shit. Whatever date that is, okay? Whatever date that is, okay? Okay. We're going to then we're going to talk about scores, but right now your job is to read for the next 10 days. Okay. Now, you want to be mid-70s for sure. You want to be mid-70s and feel confident. Like, and the ones you get wrong are the ones you want to that are like when you get them wrong, you look at them and go, oh my God, I knew that. That's a stupid mistake, stuff like that. Okay. Okay. I can take in the 65 April 19th. I'm a bit confused with the options. Also registration. Okay. Whew. So, Gabriel, I just nailed that without even seeing your question. I just did that whole thing. Okay. So first of all, Gabriel, do you not have a book? Again, taking the 65. If you go to my options basics playlist, that first video will probably answer most of your problems. Okay. Now, hope that what I just did, I hope it helped a little bit. Now remember, because this is my big thing. My biggest line is stay away from crazy. Okay, what does that mean? That means don't sit there and don't look for the straight line. And then if they bring up an exception, you take it. If not, don't do it. Okay. Gabriel, yes. Silly Fila. Okay. Matsura. Okay. Silly Philo. I love it. You're gonna nail this thing. Make sure you do a quick review of customer accounts and like watch a video. I have a crash course playlist, but make sure you do a quick review of customer accounts before you take it and go bang this in on Tuesday and tell us how you did. Because tell me you're gonna pass, Celia. Okay. Miss 66 by 3. Decided to take. Okay. You know what? No, 66 by 3. You have enough knowledge. As Jeff keeps saying, if you miss it by a couple, you have enough knowledge. You should be fine. Just keep doing questions over and over and over again. Okay. Lynn Fon, stay on there. I'll get to you. Okay. Here's a good question. What do you mean? No, if you have the 63 and 65 and you have the SIE, it should be easier. It doesn't mean it will be, but it should be easier to get a job. So you should start applying it like Schwab, Vanguard, Fidelity. They're always hiring. Okay? Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard. Of the three, Fidelity is the best. Here's the thing. They do not pay. Oh, here comes this. They don't pay a lot. They do not pay a lot, but they promote from within very well. And their family run it. People don't leave because people get promotions quickly. So since you have those two licenses already, I would start applying as quick as possible. I really would. Okay. You don't need a heavy security. You just need a job that deals with. So again, the other place you look at, but they're a little harder to work. Morgan Stanley, UBS, Goldman, College. The FA programs is you have quotas. You have to hit those quotas. Unless you hook up with a team, which is always a good way. If you hook up with a team, then you're fine. Like another team of financial advisors. But if you're on your own, it's going to be very hard to hit those quotas. Unless you got really rich family members. Okay. Read. Haven't reread it now. So you're taking on the 18th. You got a lot of time. If you have not reread the book, you got to read it now. Literally, so again, if you have reread the book already, just do chapter quizzes for the next 10 days and then start banging out finals every fucking day, except for the 4. Okay. Boy, today's tough day. Okay. Hold on. Do I have it? So, for all you people who failed, I say this with love.
They won't be reaching out for you no more. Don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart. I just don't think you'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart.
Sorry, I just got to make you laugh a little bit. Okay, so now I make myself laugh. Okay, now you're taking it Saturday. You're in the 80s. Anthony Michael Hall. What I want you to do is I want you to tomorrow, don't take any tests. You score 90s, you don't need to do any more. Go over my crash course, go over quickly. If you have STC, find their crunch time facts and make sure you go it. If you have Achievable, find Achievables, dump Achievable, find my link or even go to achievable.me, it doesn't matter. Go on there, look at their dump sheet, make sure you know everything. If you have Notman, go through their key concepts. But then the last thing you do is make sure you do at the end of the day, tomorrow, is go over joint accounts and trust. Trust is H and joint. Just do that. You'll feel good. You'll feel better. You'll feel better when you take it. But you're going to nail this thing. Okay. Okay, Lynn Fawn, I'll be there in 1 second. See, some people think it was harder. It depends on what you are. Okay. So I think it's different. I like teaching the 7 more than the 66. I like teaching the SAE more than the 66. SAE is a little too easy, but I like the 7. It's more exciting. 66 is tough because it's like a crapshoot sometimes. Like you can be ready and just get an ass kicker. That's right. It is what it is. So I like 7 better. I don't think the 66 is harder. I just think it's boring sometimes, and it's just not intuitive stuff. Okay, then fun. Here we go. Okay, a qualified client. Let's write this down. A qualified client is a state regulation. So you can charge performance-based fees. This is what it is. Either you have 1.1 million assets under management with the advisor, or you have 2.2 net worth. Okay, that's what it is. You have either a 1.1 assets under management or 2.2 net worth. Okay. Okay, now, an accredited investor is only on the federal level. It allows you to buy pretty much on a Reg D and do other things like that, private placements. But remember this, that it's, what was I going to say? Accredited is a federal, and remember, 1, 2 accredited. Net worth or 200 single salary or 300 married. 300 married. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1 million net worth or 200 income single or 300 miserable. I mean married. So those are the 3 things. Or you have the 7, an active 7 or 65, or you're $5 million, or you're a partner, officer, director of that firm. So again, qualified is 1.1 or 2.2. It's a state thing, allows performance-based fees. Accredited allows you to do private place, and that's a federal. Accredited is a federal thing. Qualified is a state thing. The state doesn't really care if you're accredited or not. Like when they do their state level private placement, it's retail versus institutional, not accredited. The Reg D is accredited versus not accredited. Okay. There you go. So okay. Wait, that's right. Which parts? No, it's just different. Don't worry about it too much. It's just different. Okay. Okay. We'll just stick to Tuesdays. Man. Thanks for helping us out. I'm working on the SIE. Missed the mark by 2. Okay. Oh, were you really?
Yep.
Oh, right. With that, okay. Yeah, it was work. I talked to them. Yeah. Okay, missed it by 2. So okay, I have a video. If you look at, I know that you're not taking the 7, but if you look at my Series 7 crash course, I think I'd have in the SAE one where it's all about securities. I think it's about securities that are good, like what each thing is good for, what it's bad for. I think that'll help you a little bit. But again, if you missed it by 2, don't act like you missed it by 2. Act like you missed it by 32. Try to reread the whole book if you can. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it will help and make a big difference. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay. Oh, Matatron, stay there, my man. Hold on. That's it. So you guys don't, right. So you can still get a job. It's called permissive registration. And the firms don't like to do that. FINRA totally allows you, if you work for the order book, the FINRA member, they can register your license. If they're allowed to, any license are allowed to, even if you're not in that role. Okay. So you could be in operations or back office and still get it. You could be a compliance officer and get all your licenses. Okay. Matsuda. Okay. No, here's why. So here's my thing. So I appreciate it, Matsuda. Thank you very much. It's been a while. I love that. Listen, I love that. I mean, getting up there, getting Matatron, baby, moving up to your thing, upgrading is always the thing, and it keeps it busy, right? So here's the thing. The pass rate, 85% pass rate is pretty high, right? Here's why. Everyone, like literally why? Because everyone that it seems easier than the 7. So everyone thinks it's easier. They don't stay as hard than us. If you treat the 63 like it's easy, it's going to be hard. If you treat the SIE like it's hard, it's going to be easy. It sounds weird, but if you study it, if you attack it like you're attacking the 7 with that same gusto, then you'll be fine. If you go in there like, oh, this should be easy, it's going to be tough. It is not an easy exam, as Aisha said. It's the wording sometimes. You got to get used to the wording. That's the biggest thing. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the right track. Okay. Yeah, I know. Remember, the vendor, I'm not saying it's easy, okay? The vendors do a lot more double negatives. Remember that the vendors do a lot more double negatives than the actual test. I'm not saying that the test doesn't do like all the following are to accept, but it sounds like it is. They're going to do some of them, but it's remember. So, Julie, remember most of the test is going to be ethics. So it's definitely exceptions and stuff like that, but it's going to be a lot of ethics. Okay. 300 questions today. That's fine. Okay, that works. Okay. Oh, Jennifer. I got it. I'm feeling the need to have some music here. Hold on. I love it. Awesome. Chase, I'll get you. Okay, hold on. Not tonight, baby. I don't do shreds and straddles. Here's my thing. Reminded. Okay, got it. Okay. I have videos on them. Listen, Zach, if you want to make sure you own options next week, do the options. Join my options members. It costs $20, and you'll wish the entire test was options. I'm not going to do straddles and shreds here because that's a Tuesday night thing. That's FINRA. But remember something. Here's one thing I'm going to tell you. To get the net premium on straddles, remember straddles, you want volatility. Focus more on spreads and straddles. I'm going to tell you right now. But since you bind both, you're adding the premiums together. And a spread, you're buying and selling, you're subtracting. Straddles have 2 break-evens. You take the net premium, but if you buy a 50, call it 3. You buy a 50, put it 2. You're buying both. So you add them. That's 5. You add the straight. You add 5 to the straight price up and 5 down. So you have 2 break-evens. If it's a long straddle, you want it to be volatile, go outside. If it's a short straddle, you want it inside. Okay. Now, on a spread, okay, on a spread, it's a buy and a sell. So you're going to subtract the premiums. So you're going to net them out. And then if it's a call spread, you add to the lower. If it's a put spread, you subtract from the higher. Remember that. Call up, put down. So you have say you have a buy a 50 call, sell a 60 call. 50 on the bottom, 60 on top. Figure out the break even. You net the premiums, which is buy and sell. Then if it's a call spread, you add to the 50. But if it's a put spread, just subtract from the top. That's as much as I'm going to really give you on a NASAA night. But again, go to my membership. It's $20. You will wish the entire test was options, and it'll be like in 20 minutes. You're like, oh my god, these are so easy. Okay. Anthony, hold on, I'll see it. Boom, we got this. Okay. Boom, Anthony, thank you very much. I'm trying to help it. You're gonna nail this thing. Tell me you're gonna pass. You're gonna nail this thing, and you're gonna come back on next Tuesday and get the song because you're gonna be blowing it out your ass, which is awesome. And Chase said, we'll get your hedge clause thing. Yes, I have 2 of them. They both came out with about 2 weeks of each other, all around in the fall. Find them. There's one, I think it's called, one's another brutal, and then the first one is a brutal. Okay. So a hedge clause, okay. So a hedge clause, the one that's illegal, okay. You can say things like, I'm not responsible for market movements, but whatever. You can say things like, oh, the market is fluctuating. But a hedge clause is saying, I'm not responsible for losses. You're not really responsible for losses, but you can't say, you can't, it's called an exculpatory clause. It would say, listen, if I give you advice, you can't sue me for it. That would be someone giving up their rights, okay? So a hedge clause is them saying, hey, I know you may do bad, but I'm not liable for that shit. That's what hedge clause is, and they're not okay. Now, one that warns you about volatility in the market, totally fine. One saying you can't blame me for shit is not fine. Saying you're at risk of losses is fine. Saying you can't blame me if I give it better advice is not fine. Okay. Boom. You're gonna get this. Here's the thing. If you want to really get it, so Zach, since you have, I can sing. Find my options Armageddon, Zach. Find my options Armageddon. And Mercedes, you're gonna love these things. So let me see if I can find the video. I'll get to the place. So once you're down all the stuff, the best bets to practice. Go find my options Armageddon in that playlist. It'll save your life. Okay. So now Mercedes, remember something. When you join, don't you get the option stuff out of it here? Where is it? Where are we? My amazing option. Where's my amazing options playlist? Okay. Amazing Grace. There. No, that's not it. There it is. It makes me open it up. Okay. So Mercedes, love joining here. So this is the video for this is the playlist for the options. Start with number 1. Zach, you scroll past them, find the one where I do options problems to practice it, and then go do the options Armageddon. The first hour is just hedging. The second half hour is just spreads over and over and over again. Do those and come back. And then leave a message. If you leave a message on the one of those videos, I'll see it and I'll respond. Okay. I think we hit it. I think I made it to the end. I never know how the thirds are going to go. There's a festival going on. So, by the way, I'm still recovering from the skiing. I use muscles I haven't used in 25 years. But I was literally, this is the best part. Do you know the little magic? Have you been skiing recently, Jeff? Oh, yeah, right. You're muted.
Oh, let me fix that. Hang on.
So, you know what the magic carpet is? That's it's at the bunny hill, right? So I hadn't skied. I said before the lesson start, I go on the bunny hill. Okay. He's just disappearing on me. Okay. Trying all these new things, muting yourself is all good. So I went on the mat. So this is the thing. So I get on there and I get on the magic carpet, which is this little kiddie thing. Luckily, I went early. There's nobody there. I fell. They had to stop it. So that was the worst thing that happened. So I got up, I got on. It was embarrassing. And then I was basically going down the hill real slow. I did the class it was a 2-hour class. By the end, I'm ready. I'm jumping. I'm not jumping, but I'm doing parallel skiing.
I'm jumping.
And then I got very lucky. It was 50 degrees out, which is amazing. Okay. Anything, sometimes you go slow. Okay. Oh, 310. That's funny. Yeah. Well, there's mountains by you, right? If you go out to Palm Springs, I think they have mountains out there. I remember November. She was at Palm Springs in November, and you could see up on the top they had gondola take you to the snowy mountains. Okay. Zach, how can I be the man if you're the man? Okay. I'm jealous of you. I think somebody else was making fun of me that it was 90 in LA, and I'm like, and this was less degrees in Jersey. It's great. And so hopefully I get back. It's supposed to be almost 80 degrees next week. Okay. I think we hit it, right? I think we did it. Everyone who's taking it tomorrow, you're going to nail this thing. Be confident. And if you miss, you miss. You just take it again 30 days later. It's a 30-day problem in a 40-year career, baby. Okay, everyone?
Oh, you bumped it up.
Yeah, I moved it up because I think
all right. There you go.
Okay. Oh, Kirsten, that's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Now, I do the Zoom things that you can pay for on Sundays and Tuesdays before, but my live Q&A for on this thing is on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And everyone who's taking it, have a great weekend. Stay safe and be happy that I didn't die skiing.